It's a terrible day for rain today. So I saw the news earlier in the morning, and that was the passing of Peter Cullen. And this whole week has been a roller coaster with people passing away. Dolly, Tim Curry, and now Peter Cullen. But Peter Cullen is, to me, what spoke to me the most because ever since I was a child, I was always a fan of Transformers. I would remember always hearing Peter Collins' voice as Optimus as his most well-known voice acting gig, but to him, it seemed like it was more than that. It was always like a job and inspiration to inspire people, to make people inspired. And gosh darn it, did he do that? Because through generations, he has said some really iconic stuff as Optimus, not even as a cartoon or an animated show in general, but some really inspiring stuff. Like one that always comes to mind is his iconic quote of "Keep hanging on to your dreams. That's what the future is made out of. Hang on." And it really hits hard. It hits in the feels right there. I always grew up with cartoon nerd culture, however you want to call it. And Transformer was there throughout my whole life. One of my most happiest memories is begging my dad to go to GameStop to buy Transformers. Well, which one is it? Revenge of? No. It's War for Cybertron. Yeah, I remember begging him for that. There was a pre-order bonus that I really wanted, and I begged him to go. I'm all like, please, father, the Optimus Prime. He never really cared about that stuff, but he didn't know who Peter Cullen was because that's just how iconic his voice is. You hear his voice and you instantly say, oh, that's Peter Cullen, just like Pikachu or Mario. These voices build generations. They build people and inspire people. And I feel like voice actors just really don't get the recognition they deserve in the States. These characters are only brought to life because of these voices, because of how iconic they are. And I feel like not a lot of people really understand that. If anyone could voice act, anybody would do it, and they do, and sometimes it's just not that good, respectfully. But Peter Collins, I still see that interview. I just saw it earlier about how he based Optimus Prime from his brother that passed away. I think his name was Larry, and there's always that quote that gets me. It's you have to be strong to be gentle. Not everyone can do it. And it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes to the person you are. It is hard to be a gentle person, especially in the day and age where rage baiting is everywhere. People always get mad. You see people get killed for nothing. And it is definitely a thing that people I wish would learn that there is nothing wrong with being gentle if you're strong and all that. And he has plenty of other iconic quotes, but to me, there's a reason this guy, Optimus's voice is so iconic and why every single other Optimus is always base their voice off him. They always say, hey, can you do a Peter Cullen voice? There's a reason for that because that's just how iconic this guy is. And I apologize if I keep saying iconic, but that's what this guy is. There's so many other voice actors that do the thing they do, but when you're at this level, like also he was just generally a good person. He was like very thoughtful, very sweet. He always seems like a nice guy in all of his interviews. Like he kind of reminds me of Stan Lee with how he acted, like very thoughtful, very nice and all that. And they always say these tearjerker lines, and they're very sweet and very, I don't know. It constantly reminds me about my own mortality and all that. Like, I'm not afraid of dying. It's what I'll leave behind is what matters. And I know I kind of sound like a macho tough guy there. I'm not, but I'm always afraid about what I'll leave behind. Can I be as iconic as these guys? Like, can I be inspiring? Because if you can inspire at least one kid out there, man, I think you did a good job. You did a good job at something. There are people out there that are scumbags and they get away with a lot of horrible things, but in my eyes, it's always the people that can inspire other people, no matter what you're doing. If you're an office worker, if you sell lemonade for a living, like if one kid, one person looks at you with those googly eyes, those eyes of awe, and I think you did a good job. And that's what Peter Cullen did. And Stanley and ooh, my throat's getting all dry, but yeah. Rest in peace to a legend. I just thought I would give my own thoughts about it. We'll see what happens, what they do. There's plenty of other Optimus voices, but I feel like no one has ever really caught. No disrespect, of course, to the other Optimus voice. I'm not much of a Transformers guy anymore. Back in the day, I used to be. Now, none of the stuff really hits for me, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks, but we all gotta croak one day. It's what we leave behind is what matters. He definitely left behind a legacy. So I hope the future kids and all that still have something to look forward to and all that. Because I'm just like Kevin Conroy and all that. I'm constantly being reminded that we think we have a long time here, but we really don't. So, yeah, respect to all the people that passed away this week and prior and all that, the people that shape our childhoods and all that. Because you never know how long you're going to have with them. We always think, we have these characters forever, but it's the voices that really, it's not like, these characters can't have multiple voices, but there are just some iconic ones that you can never replace or even get on their level of how they just make the character. Again, no disrespect, but still, there's a reason those voices are so well loved. But yeah, that's about it. Rest in peace, Peter Cullen. And take care. And as he would always say, till all are one. Take care.